Ahead of the off-cycle governorship elections in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa states, the need for credible polls in 3 states to boost the image of the Independent National Electoral Commission after the 2023 general election is now what everyone is talking about. Some people feel like INEC needs to improve on what happened during the general election. Thanks for joining us. This is Standpoint. I am Precious Amayo. Now let's talk about this particular off-cycle election. In the 3 elections, there is a total of over 5 million registered voters that INEC will be handling, and that's in Imo, in Bayelsa, and in Kogi. Now, the voters will be heading to over 10,510 polling units spread across 649 electoral wards in 56 local government areas to cast their ballots in electing the governors of Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa states on November the 11th. The off-cycle governorship elections are crucial because they are coming after the conduct of the 2023 general elections, with Bayelsa and Imo governors seeking re-election and the Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello seeking to install a successor. The Independent National Electoral Commission is at the concluding stages of its preparations with less than 2 weeks to the off-cycle governorship election. This is the first time that the Commission will be conducting 3 off-cycle governorship elections simultaneously across different geopolitical zones. This is made possible by the coincidence of the end of tenure of the current holders of the offices, which fall within the constitutional time frame of not earlier than 150 days or later than 30 days before the expiration of their terms of office, as enshrined in Section 178, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. But the actors of these elections, who are politicians themselves, are very important to the fabric of the nation's democracy in the conduct and manner which it is carried out. Joining me to talk about the issues in Bayelsa is the spokesperson, PDP Governorship Campaign Council in Bayelsa State, Everard Don Abednego. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
So the opposition in Bayelsa, they are talking tough. You are the ruling party or governing party, as it were, in Bayelsa. How prepared are you in this election? Are you worried that a surprise could spring up?
Of a truth, I must tell you that for us, the People's Democratic Party, we don't really believe that there is something spectacular that is going to happen on the election day come November 11th. The reason being that on the basis of performance and meeting the criterion for which we were given a mandate in 2019, we believe that on November 11th isn't going to be an election in Bayelsa State. It's going to be a mere affirmation. The reason being that we've been carrying out very extensive campaigns in our communities, our wards and constituencies, and the storylines have all been the same. Community after community, everywhere we go, what the people keep telling us, even today as I'm speaking with you here, my governor is within the Inegwa Senatorial, he's doing fantastic campaigns. The people are telling him clearly, you told us you build schools, you build hospitals, you provide security, you strengthen capacity building for our youth's awards. We believe you have delivered, and that's why we're saying we've never had it so good in Bayelsa State, and therefore, just come November 11th, we'll affirm you to be the governor that has been re-elected, so that February 14th, on Valentine's Day, all of us will hold hands together, including folks from this station. Please come down to Yenegwa and let's celebrate. So for us, we don't have nothing to worry about it because we know if only we can turn the hand of time to say, let it be tomorrow morning, because it's not about if we are going to win. Ours is a settled case because on the basis of records and the uncommon peace and tranquility and security that has become a bragging right for not just our government and the prosperity government of Senator Doyediri, but government after government across the globe. Continental leaders, Nigerian leaders, and even folks from the opposition, they are saying just one thing. This governor has performed well, and therefore, it's not going to be an election between the PDP and the APC. It's between victory and defeats, and light and darkness. So between the two, if you're a man of conscience, even if you're not a Bayelsan, what do you choose? Choose darkness over light? You choose prosperity against failure?
You seem very confident. I can see how you're smiling. But some have said, look, saying that this seat wasn't originally his mandate. He was brought in by the verdict of the Supreme Court that perhaps he's not popular enough to win this election, that perhaps APC or the Labour Party or whichever party in that state would claim back that particular seat. Has the governor garnered enough support in Bayelsa in the last 4 years?
I would rather be careful not to delve into the intricacies and the complexities that heralded whatever happened in 2019. But I can tell you for free, under the new arrangement of Bayelsa State, there isn't anyone that means well politically for the state that is on the other side. But besides, when you say he came through the other door, which door? Within the confines and defines of democracy, there are procedures and processes. One of them is the courts. And that's why where there's an infraction leading to the end product, of course, the court comes in. And so whoever wins through the court or wins through the ballot, all of them is a process of democracy. Was he elected by the people? Of course, yes, he was. And has he been doing fantastic things? Don't ask me. The question, therefore, is not whether he is going to be elected. What are the bases? What are the fundamentals? What are the determinants that were allowed one to be so endeared to his people? And that's why anywhere we go, we tell the people, don't just say there is going to be an election in the States. What are the people saying? The people are saying they found prosperity. Incidentally, that is a mantra of our government. Prosperity in what? Have we provided security? Remember, in the course of an electionary campaign in 2019, this governor and the people met. There was a covenant that was taken from across the frontiers of the state. And what was it? Make Bayelsa State a safer state. Today in this country, even as I'm speaking now, ask security assessors and get their listening to me across the globe. Bayelsa State is the safest state in this country. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo was in Bayelsa State a few days ago. So commission project, can you imagine? We're going around the communities and the neighborhoods of the state campaigning, and at the same time constructing roads, ongoing, commissioning projects, former president, leaders, governors, even folks from the opposition. Look, let me tell you for free.
Some would say that commissioning projects during the season of election cycles is a strategy used by politicians to get people's attention to say, look, we're working, vote for us, we will do more.
See, let me tell you, in Bayelsa State, there are 3 senatorial districts: the Bayelsa West, East, and of course, we have the Central. The Bayelsa East is where I come from, and where the governorship candidate, with due respect, a former governor, Timipre Sylva, comes from the APC. The question is, where are the projects that they are going to brag? That for once, I was a governor in Bayelsa for about 5 years. For once, I was the minister for that plumb position, Minister of State for Petroleum. Where are the things? Where are the good things that he took to the people? Where are the capacity, programs that he gave to the people? Where are the bridges? Where are the roads? Where are the schools? Where are the hospitals? And for us as a government that has done 3 years heading to 4, we're saying, go to the communities and the city schools. Go to the communities, the city hospitals. Let me tell you for free. Health service delivery in Bayelsa State is about the first and the best in this country. Why? We have been able to collaborate with the best, and strategically, we distribute health consumables to the nooks and crannies of our state, not minding the terrain. I watched a couple of days ago when the candidate of the other party was interviewed in one national television, certainly not this one. And when he was accosted with the questioners, when you were there as a governor, why didn't you build roads? And he said very clearly, to build a road in Bayelsa State is very, very difficult. But you know what? Under the leadership of the incumbent governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doidere, he started from the beginning to tell the people, under my watch, there won't be any hiccup. No fundamental hiccup at all. Nothing will prevent me from hitting the roads, building the bridges. Terrain isn't going to be an obstacle. As we speak today in my senatorial district, where the candidate of the OPC comes from, the people of brass, the forgotten people of brass, the world has been taken to them, even as we're speaking now. Dredgers are ensuring embankments, sand filling, heading straight into the Atlantic, hitting brass. The question is, what are the brass people saying? They have said it clearly in the open. The other one is our son. That is referring to our brother, Chief Timipre Sylva, the former governor, who is from there. He's our son. He carries our blood, but no. He failed us consistently as a governor and as a minister. But for you, Senator Doidere, you're our brother or your brother, but remember, no one has shown us this kind of love that we're giving to us. Why not? And so if it is hometown, in our place, the people are resolved, aside the schools, the hospitals, aside the capacity building, aside the uncommon peace that has been given to the people of brass are now going to see the world, and the world is being taken to them. So anywhere you go across the state, the story is the same. Is it in Bayelsa West? Is it the Central? Remember, you talked about commissioning projects during the election period looking like so political. Remember, If you go to Sagbama-Ekremo axis, a 42-kilometer road has been built, bridges, series of bridges completed. And you know what? We have not even commissioned it. And the people are using.
We will get to that performance in a moment, because there are some areas where analysts and those who are watching, governors in Bayelsa also feel that the governor hasn't performed. But I will give you the opportunity to defend it in just a moment. But I want to talk about this court case that has now come up, against your the deputy governor. I just want to take it accurately. It is a first suit that is coming up asking for the disqualification of the governor, Doyediri, and his deputy, Lawrence Erujakbo. They are saying that they are praying that the court should declare Erujakbo, nullify that election, that Erujakbo has multiple names without any evidence to prove that he is the same person. How is your party reacting to this, and what impact are you concerned that this would have impact on the voters? We
can understand that the victory of Doyediri is so nude that even the blind can feel it. And so the opposition will do anything possible, but nothing is possible with what they're doing. Which courts? About what? I teach law in the university. I understand the intricacies of the matter. It's just a make-up story. And for us as a party, we are not even listening. However, because it's an issue, we have very organized, level-headed, intelligent lawyers who have all the pedigree. Look, we just a part of the answer. Okay, let it be there. We are moving on. We are not worried about it. Is there a
situation where he actually does have multiple names that can be proven?
The gentleman has no legal problem with his names. Everything about him is correct. And so all of those are distractions. And that's why we don't have time. Just like the court case, the Court of Appeal judgment that was given in favor of the APC candidate. And in Bayelsa State, those who celebrated the decision of the Court of Appeal were not folks of the APC, the PDP. Why? The people have resolved that this is the last time this man will see the light of contesting an election. We're referring to former Governor Timipre Sylva. The people do not want him. He has been rejected with words and morals. But we're saying finally with the PVC, we're going to decimate him.
But every time he goes campaigning, I do not hold sway for him, but you said he has been rejected. But we've seen the turnout of people who show up for his campaign. So that's not an indication of a man who has been rejected.
I want to also tell you something for free. This is a TV station that has a pedigree and prestige globally. Take your time, run a very careful investigation. Look at the faces in spot A, B, C, D, and all the local government, the same faces. The reason is he needs to mobilize people from one quarter to. They don't have the numbers. Where are the numbers? They don't have it. And so for us as a party, the people are really told.
Wouldn't be right. And I know you do not want to go into the intricacies of how the APC, how your governor came in, your candidate came into office. But would it be right to say APC doesn't have the numbers, seeing that they actually won the election with the numbers?
I told you that I'm being careful.
I know that, but you don't have to talk about it. But I'm just saying that, look, would it then be right to say that they do not have the numbers?
Numbers politically is based on, politics is based on structures. And I can say it again for the opt-in time that the election in Bayelsa State come November 11 isn't between PDP and APC. It's between Doyediri, which is light, and Chief Timipre Sylva, who has no records at all. So if you go to APC today, check their website and their platforms they are using to operate. Aspersions after aspersions. What are they doing? They accuse this senior member of the APC. He's supporting Doyediri. He go to community this. They are accusing APC member supporting Doyediri. Why are they supporting Doyediri? Well, it is true. They are all supporting Doyediri. All those who mean well for our state. Why? They say, look, the state has never been this peaceful. We have never had this kind of, an uncommon development in our state, virtually in all sectors. And even that, we keep telling the people of our state, there is so much sectoral hunger everywhere in the state. But what?
So you are saying that
carefully with prudence.
So you are saying that the numbers that came out, for the APC 4 years ago would not show up for Timipre Sylva.
A lot of things happened in 2019. A lot of things happened. And that's why I don't want to use this platform to talk about it. It can be something we'll talk about a year. But I tell you, Bayelsa State, look, let it be recorded anywhere in the world that they're listening to me now. There isn't a single local government that the APC is going to win in Bayelsa State. Because it's not APC that is contesting. All the senior citizens of APC and critical stakeholders have downsized everything. And they're saying they're standing with Doyediri. And that is why there's so much confusion in the APC. Why are the people doing that? Who doesn't love peace? Who doesn't like security? Remember, but let me say this. We have tried as much as possible as a party and as a campaign council not to cast aspersion on past leaders. That would be like, demarketing our state. But let's say a few things. If Doidiri is celebrated for being the most peaceful, the governor that's brought peace to Bayelsa State, that all senior citizens and security assessors in the country are saying, this one has got it right. Oh, but let me quote the words of Obasanjo. A few days ago, he said, what is happening in Bayelsa State can't be found anywhere in this country. This level of peace can't be found. You know, Obasanjo doesn't mean words in saying things. If all states in Nigeria can toe these patterns the way Idris is using, then Nigeria will become a better place for development. Why? He said there is real peace that endears the people of this country to the outside world. He's telling the world, not even Nigerians, if you want to see how Nigerians can have peace, how peaceful a state can be, come to Bayelsa State. It's a bragging right. Remember I said, the other one was the governor in Bayelsa State for about 5 years. He had a security outfit called Famotangbe. Famotangbe in our Ijaw expression means kill him, then go. But you know what? There is hardly a neighborhood, there is hardly a community that never lost loved ones and had people missing till today. Many injured for life, many missing till today. And I said it before in other stations, I say it again. In my community, it's called Otokpoti, just one night. Members of that monstrous outfit called Famotangbe that he introduced, they shot 5 persons during one week in those
and that's where I was going, because you have talked about how there's peace and security in Bayelsa State, but the APC is accusing you of attacking their supporters in Nembe and some other areas when they went out for campaign. So how is that? How do we then say that that state is peaceful?
A political party where the leader or the standard bearer of the party believes in deceit and falsity, what else would they say? Let me tell you. If you check records and visuals, you see the deputy governorship candidate of the APC addressing supposed supporters in brass, and he was telling them, when they come to fight against what we are standing for, which is anybody who opposes the APC, chase them to the sea, let them die. They will not be the first people that will die. Come on, a deputy governorship candidate? That is the peak of the market in our state. That is the peak of are there words or adjectives to really describe the situation in Bayelsa State under the watch of the Doidiri? We conduct ourselves as a political party in civil manners, in standard practices, universally accepted norms. That's the way it should be. In Bayelsa State, our governor, Senator Doidiri, tells the people of the state, if someone curses you, tell him I'm sorry. If someone insults you, ignore him. If someone slaps you, don't slap him back. If someone hates you, love him. You see, aside the investments that he has made in security, he has been able to build an uncommon belief and consciousness in the hearts of the people, that the people themselves have decided to hold themselves together, hold the hands of security agencies, and they work hand in glove. And that is why the business of protecting lives and property in Bayelsa State isn't about security agencies alone. The people have come to show ownership and responsibility. You are here in TVC News in Abuja, in Lagos. Won't you like a very serene environment? A serene environment makes the wife safer. The kids going to school, they are sure of coming back. The father goes to work, and the wife is not calling, are you safe? Under the watch of the other one, when he was the governor of the state. Oh, every day, gunshots, courties,
all right, so because of time,
in the states.
I want to get to your performance in a moment, but I just want to ask you this. How well is the national structure lining up behind your candidate? Because we understand that on the very day that the Supreme Court judgment was given in favor of the president, your candidate, which is Governor Bayelsa, was in the presidential villa congratulating the president, and that might have made some members of your party at the national level uncomfortable. I want you to speak to that.
Yeah, I would tell you in very clear terms and sincerely too, the business of managing Bayelsa State as the homeland of all Ijaws isn't a mean job or a mean task for anybody. Whoever is the governor of Bayelsa State must have a very cordial relationship with the leadership of the country. And you know what? Time after time, aside National Council of State meetings and other meetings where all governors meet, our governor at all times finds time to go and meet the president, to discuss about the development and challenges of our state in areas where the federal government, the institutions of federal government can partner with the state government. Remember, Bayelsa State contributes so much to the national economy, but at the same time, over the years, Bayelsa State has been the state of agitations, wanting economic rights and certain things to be corrected in the country. And therefore, if you're a governor, you must be sensitive enough to say, what are the major challenges of the state? Can I handle this? If I cannot, can I take it to the federal government to see Mr. President? And so our governor has been consistently saying the president. However, this one coincided with the point that a judgment was given. And for those who saw, of course, though Idris is a man of humility, what's wrong? He's a Democrat. If the president of this country wins an election, what is there? A handshake. Remember, though Idris is from Bayelsa State. Bayelsa State produced the one that is celebrated world over as the icon of democracy, President Goodluck Jonathan. Though Idris is taken after him, and therefore, if you look the way Goodluck Jonathan plays his politics, that's the way Though Idris does. And that's the way we're saying all it just should be. So people should not be having sleepless nights over a meeting that the man went to discuss with the president about the development and prosperity of our state, and at the same time said, Mr. President, congratulations, of course he did the right thing. And
but
so
you still have
nobody at the national level is gnashing any teeth in despair or in disgust or in acrimony. No, they are all saying, Mr. Governor, you're a fantastic person. Remember, a few days ago, there was a crisis in River State. And what did President Ahmed Bola Tinubu do? He waded in to ensure there is peace and security. This is one country. And so a celebration in one place should be appreciated. If there is the venom on another side, let's put hands together and solve it together. And so for us, as a party, whether at the state level or national, remember, I'm a member of the PDP Special Media and Publicity Committee. So we know all that is happening in our party. Our party is so solid, and we understand what the Idris is doing. If there is any governor any day that the party believes this one is not about any contestation, is the Idris settled. And that's why we're saying, come November 11, we are not going to cast votes for the Idris and Timipre Sylva. By essence, we'll cast a vote of affirmation to say, for doing so well, please just continue.
November the 11th is just barely 7 days away. So we will see all of this confidence. We'll see how it plays out in the polls. But I wanted to talk about the performance of your candidate. The budget has ranked your state, Bayelsa State, the worst when it comes to fiscal responsibility. In 2021, it was ranked 36 out of 36 states. And in 2022, it was ranked 35 out of 36 states, beating just only or ahead of just only Benue State. And I want to just let our viewers know what fiscal responsibility is before you respond to that. It is basically about the assessment based on indices like the ability of the state to cover its operating costs without borrowing, solely with the IGR. It is ability to meet all operating expenses and loan repayment obligations. And your state has been ranked really low.
Yeah, I think anytime we see a space like this to talk about this matter, I will spend all our energy to do that, but I won't spend much of our energy to talk about this. Reason being that when you talk about fiscal responsibility, a government that is engaged in massive construction of roads and bridges and schools and hospitals, technical colleges, looking at issues of primary education, secondary and tertiary, and contractors are paid. Have we had any company say we did not meet our contractual obligation? You see, sometimes Africans, and that's why when I hear my good friend and mentor, Professor Lumumba, say things about Africa, it gladdens my heart. And I weep on the other side and say, why are we doing this ourselves? What do Bayelsans want? Bayelsans want roads. The governor is giving the roads. If you go to Southern Niger is the largest local government in this country. Southern Niger is the most naturally endowed local government in this country. It's like a country in Nigeria. And Southern Niger is the most marginalized local government in this country. Do you know what's happening in Southern Niger? Aside the schools and the hospitals and the technical colleges that have been built there and the security that have become overwhelming. Look, for the first time, the world is being taken to Southern Niger. Community after community. We are heading towards their local government headquarters for them to see road for the first time. And look, what the people of the states have asked this governor to do is, dear governor, do everything you can within the ambit of law to ensure that you drive the process of development so that this mantra of prosperity can be realized.
Even if it's leaving a huge dead body.
No, the question we're asking is when we say huge dead burden, let me tell you, Bayelsa State is not leaving a world of heavy burden on the state financially. Why? Even when there are opportunities for us to go follow, like I said, credence has been given to the governor, legitimacy has been given to the governor, aside the election that was, that he was elected by the people. The people met several internal meetings and said, Your Excellency, we don't want any of these projects that you started to stop. And that is why we're asking. Aside what you're reading, I don't want to say what you're saying is right or wrong, but as a Bayelsan, our people are not bothered about what one reporter said. Our people are bothered about the sanctity of life. Our people are bothered about fiscal discipline. Let me tell you, the world over is promoting on Bayelsa State. Why? They are saying if there is any place that the fiscal responsibility is predictable and dependable and reliable, it's Bayelsa State. Why? This is a government that is transparent, is very frugal, committing resources to critical areas of interest on the basis of pyramid of need. And then you are saying Bayelsa State is about the second lowest in terms of debt burden, fiscal responsibility. If you say that to Bayelsa, they tell you, what are you saying? Can't you see the things on ground? The man is changing lives. Have you taken time to ask senior citizens of the state what has happened to them in the past 3 years, going to 4 years? It's the first time in the history of this country we challenge any state government, including the one in Lagos here. How do they pay pensioners, senior citizens in Lagos State and any other state in this country, including the federal civil servant? They are in Bayelsa State. You don't need to know anybody. You sit at the comfort of your home after disengagement from service as a senior citizen, and you have your lot to say. Your pension and gratuity has been paid. Remember, when he came in as a governor, bearing in mind that other governors may have tried their own part in trying to handle most of these issues, so we don't want to cast any aspersion. Everybody may have done his all right. But remember, this governor came with inherited a backlog of unpaid pension gratuities in arrears, promotion for civil servants, entitlements, etc. What has he done? Look, let me tell you. Ask any civil servant in Bayelsa State to tell you this is the best moment we've had. Now we're talking about senior citizens who are sitting at the comfort of their home and getting alert. What about those who are still in service? They get promotion as at when due. So the incremental arrears are paid. And life is getting better for them.
Is that being paid from the loan bill? Because you're justifying the loans. And most of the states are also owing. So it's not just Bayelsa. But I am saying, the question is, are you paying from the loans being taken? Are you paying pensioners? Or are you generating enough IGRO to pay? And then what is the repayment plan in the next 4 years if you do win?
If there is one state that does not believe that a loan should be taken for recurrent purposes, it's Bayelsa State. And let me tell you, because we've tried to avoid certain things. The other one that is on the other side, I don't want to call him so I don't popularize him, the candidate of the other party, of the APC, he was the governor in Bayelsa State in 2017 to about 2012. The debt burden of the state then, I think, was 22 billion. As at the time was living, it was almost hitting 100 billion. Now, those are the debts that this government here is battling. Former Governor Siriake Dixon worked so hard to reduce the debt burden of the states and pushing ahead for development. The Oediri came and said, no, we are challenging people. Where are the new debts and loans that this government has taken? I am saying it for free. The House of Assembly has given the governor a blank check. Take a loan and drive the process. That's what our people want. Traditional rulers, opinion leaders, critical stakeholders, including senior citizens of the APC, they have told the governor, we are seeing the lights through your magnanimity and passion, your patriotism, your love for our people. Do everything you can within the ambit of law. Right. Remember, taking a loan is also doing things right on the basis of legitimacy and within the ambit of law. Has he gone for the loans? Look, when you hear that the rating of Bayelsa States in terms of loan burden is on the wrong side, it's because of the other one who was there.
All right.
And look, the loans he took, let me say this first, the loans he took as a governor for 5 years, where are the projects? Where are the roads? Where are the schools?
So we do have
where
to
is the capacity built for our people? That's why in Bayelsa State we keep telling those who care to listen, and even those who don't need to listen.
Right. Mr. Abednego, we do have to leave it there. This popularity and performance of your governor will be tested in less than 7 days.
It's not going to be tested. There will be an affirmation.
Well, it will be for you it's an affirmation. For those who are watching, it is a test, and it will be tested in less than 7 days. We'll see how things play out. Thank you so much for talking to us. The spokesperson for the Governorship Campaign Council of Bayelsa State, Evarada Don Abednego. Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here. Most importantly, we are also done the same colors.
Yes, well, somehow it did happen today.
It's a sign that Valentine is very close. Next time I come, we'll be on red or a touch of red to show.
Well, that would be the day of swearing in. We'll see who will be sworn in.
Celebration. Please don't waste time to come
Mr. Evarada, we do have to leave it there.
Bless you.